And now, our feature presentation.
Recognizing Mr. Lawrence Hutchins Jr. and dedicating a bridge in his honor and for other purposes. Whereas Mr. Lawrence Hutchins Jr. was born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, and is a product of the Savannah-Chatham County Public School System. And whereas a graduate of A.E. Beach High School, where he was a member of the school's band and leader of the clarinet section.
I started on piano maybe when I was in 4th, 5th grade. My brother was a musician. He taught piano out of the living room. He had a studio. And about a year after I took the piano lessons, I found out what a band instrument was. So I started playing clarinet, and that kind of interrupted the piano, and I never advanced anymore in the piano. So I grew up, started playing the clarinet in 7th grade, I believe, and throughout junior high school, and I was really influenced by my band director when I was in 12th grade, and that kind of geared me into music education, and ultimately becoming a band director.
Mr. Hutchins earned music education degrees from Savannah State College and the Vandercook College of Music in Chicago, Illinois.
Well, initially I was into a lot of quote-unquote classical music. I listened to a lot of orchestras and concert bands, but then I had a friend who was into jazz, so I started listening to a lot of jazz music also.
And whereas Mr. Hutchins has dedicated his time, talents, and energy to challenging and inspiring future leaders and musicians as a music teacher and band director for 43 years.
I guess I just like doing it. You know, even when I retired, people would ask me what am I going to do, but even when I retired from Beach High School, I went back maybe 3 or 4 times because they had a band director that didn't stay for whatever reason. So I went back the first time, and here come again another person. Went back a second time, I went back a third time. Now, a good friend of mine, we are doing part-time classes at Savannah State. We're in Kennedy Fine Arts Building. We're doing what they call applied lessons. In reality, that's just like one-on-one, like a private study. And I have a few students and 2 other fellow classmates. They're doing the same thing. I'm working with the woodwinds, and one fellow is working with the upper brass, and the other guy is working with the lower brass. So I'm out to Savannah State giving back to them.
And whereas he is a founder of the Savannah State University Men's Glee Club and has led the marching band for the Savannah United House of Prayer for All People.
I did some community service, one of the churches here in Savannah called the United House of Prayer. And I worked with that band for 15 years. Mainly the marching band. They have different types of bands. They have a shout band that they use in the service, but I did mostly the marching band because they have a parade here every September.
And whereas his leadership and guidance have been instrumental to numerous organizations, including the National Association for Music Education, Georgia Music Educators Association, Frank Callan Boys and Girls Club Alumni and Friends Association, Thursday Morning Breakfast Club, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Savannah Basketball and Football Officials Association, Beach High School Athletics Hall of Fame Association, Beach High School Class of 1959, Beach High School Alumni Association, and SSU National Alumni Association. And whereas a man of deep and abiding faith, Mr. Hutchins is an active member of Bethel AME Church, where he is a member of the Trustee Board, Sons of Allen, Senior Choir, and Committee on Black History.
One piece of advice. Well, if you say you're going to do something, go ahead and put your effort in doing it and make it work. If you say you're going to do it, go ahead and do it. And stick with it, regardless of maybe the setbacks, because sometimes you may get a setback and you have to try again. Setback again, try again. You'll find in history there were a lot of persons who invented things. They had many setbacks, but they came back and did it again until they found the right moment or the right chemistry, put it together. So get an attitude of positiveness. That's how I can put that. Positive attitude in what you're going to do.
And whereas it is abundantly fitting and proper that this remarkable and distinguished Georgian be recognized appropriately by dedicating a bridge in his honor. Now therefore it be resolved and enacted by the General Assembly of Georgia that the bridge on U.S. Route 17 east of Red Gate Farms Road over the CSX rail line in Chatham County is dedicated as the Lawrence Hutchins Jr. Bridge.